This has to be one of the topics that I am most passionate about because when it comes to short form content, we're taking over. I don't even remember when was the last time I posted a photo on Instagram. Instagram Reels though are a whole different ballgame. I feel like when you think about TikTok, it's more relatable. You can be yourself, but Instagram, you have to be more polished and kind of think a little more when you're doing Instagram Reels. When I first started on social media as a whole, my focus was vlogging. Vlogging was super popular and everyone made it seem so easy, so I decided to vlog my life, talk about hair, talk about makeup, talk about me having a baby, and just normal life things. That really held me back, but it taught me a whole bunch of necessary things that are important to know when you're trying to grow your social media. My goal at the end of the day was to make money off social media, and I was focusing on all the wrong things. I created a new Instagram that I will be implementing all the strategies that I'm going to be talking about in this video so you can see an account grow from 0 to however much I'm going to get in real time. Not only am I going to show you how I grow this account from scratch, but I'm going to show you my wins, my losses, how much money I make, the changes I'm doing to my content, the strategies that I'm implementing. I want to show you guys some real life testimonials of people growing their accounts, getting more views because of the strategies that I'm talking about in this video. So excited to share that when I shared my why, my personal story, the reel went viral and is sitting at almost 107k views. This is with an account that is only about 4 months old. There's another one that I found that is with a girl in the community showing someone else how to do it, just like I'm doing with you, and they implemented what she was teaching, and this is what happened. After implementing my exact content and strategies that I've used, she went from 0 to almost 200 views and have gained traction to her account and engagement on her reels with 0 followers. I used to think that when you make a new account, you're automatically gonna have 0 views because it's a new account. Instagram doesn't know where to put it. You just have to push through those 0 views until you start getting 1 view. But no. I literally made this new account, and from the first video I posted, let me show you how much it has right now. My first reel on this account is sitting at 202 views. And the highest one that I have on this brand new account is 424 views. And that was on my 3rd video. So that's kind of telling you guys that if you have an Instagram account and you have been posting reels and you're sitting at 0 views, trust me, that was me, you're doing something wrong. You're not doing it right. If you follow these strategies, I guarantee that you are gonna see results. And I guess I'll talk about a little bit about the community that I'm in. I wasn't gonna talk about it in this video, but it teaches you so much about how to grow your Instagram. And the main thing in there is Instagram. So it teaches you how to create viral reels. It teaches you how to set up your Instagram for success and how to actually monetize it. When I tell you I was struggling trying to figure out how people were making money online before I joined this community, it's crazy. I really did not know what I was doing, and I thought I knew, but I didn't. You can go viral with any piece of content, but I've seen so much beginners just not think about something that's very important, and that's lighting. As you can see, I'm here in my car. Ever since I did my first reel in the car, I'm like, this is a game changer. The lighting just comes from everywhere. The audio sounds perfect. I don't have my streamer boyfriend in the background yelling at his friends. I don't have my son playing Fortnite in the background. It's just nice and crisp. If you don't want to film in your car, another way to get great lighting is to just put yourself in front of a window. I've seen beginners have the window behind them, and then when the light shines on them, it just makes them look darker. If that's your setup right now, just turn yourself around and have the window facing you. Another little tip that beginners usually miss is they want to see themselves. They want to make sure they're in frame, so they use their front facing camera. If that's you, you're gonna stop doing that today. The back facing camera is always going to give you a more crisp look. I wish the front facing camera was good as well because I do like looking at myself while I'm filming, but it doesn't, so we have no choice but to use the back one. For your camera settings, I recommend putting it at 4K and 60 frames per second. And if you're going to edit your video outside of Instagram, make sure that you download it at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Me personally, I love cameras. I'm obsessed with cameras. What I'm filming on now is the Osmo Pocket 3, and I also film my reels, my TikToks, every short form content on this camera. It's so tiny, it's so convenient. The little screen goes horizontal to vertical. I just love it so much. There's a creator package that has a little tripod. It has a mic. In the wide screen, like, I wouldn't be able to get this look with the other camera that I was using. Let's move on to trending audios. Trending audios is going to be crucial when you are starting your account. Once you get a little bit of traction, I do recommend posting more original content. But if your account is 100% brand new, you have less than 100 followers, using trending audios is going to be your best friend. If you already started posting reels and you have a little bit of traction, but some of your videos get way more views than other videos, trending audios can be the reason to that. There is a little science to it, so let me share that with you real quick. When you're searching for new audios, you're going to want to pay attention to the ones that have the little arrow pointing up. That's going to indicate that it's a trending audio. You can either see that when you're scrolling through the reels, or when you already have the clip ready and you're making a reel trying to look for a sound to add to it. There's a little section that says trending. There you can see all the trending sounds, but you're not just going to want to pick the number 1, the number 2, the number 3. No, there's other stuff that you have to look at before you pick one. Aside from looking for the audio that has the arrow pointing up, you're gonna want to see how many views that audio has and how many uses that audio has. This is what really matters when you're trying to figure out what audio to pick. The first thing you're gonna want to do is, of course, make sure it has the arrow pointing up, but if that audio has less than 1,000 uses, you're gonna want to use it really quickly. The second thing that you should be looking at is the original video. The original video of that audio. If it has more than 1 million views, you already know it's a good audio to use. Let's get into hashtags. Should you use them? Should you not? How many should you use? Should you use 3? Should you use 10? Should you use 30? Should you use ones that are a little clickbaity? Or what should you do with the hashtags? My thought on hashtags is, if Instagram has it, use it. It's there for a reason. It's there to categorize everything, and why wouldn't you want to help Instagram categorize your video? I like to use 3 to 4 hashtags on my reels, and I try my best for those hashtags to have less than 10,000 uses. You also don't want to use the same hashtags for every video. That was a mistake that I did too. You want to kind of experiment. You don't know what hashtag is going to make your video pop off. So just use 3 to 4 different hashtags on every video, and then you're going to want to look. You're going to want to pay attention on how your videos are growing. If one video does better, see what hashtags you used, and then use them on another video to just kind of see what hashtags work for your account. The one thing that I have noticed with posting reels is you're gonna get views on it, but not many people are going to follow you. So how exactly do you turn your viewers into fans or followers? You're gonna want them engaged for the whole entire reel, and you're gonna do that with the hook, story, and offer framework. But the first 3 seconds is crucial to get them to even watch the video fully through. And you're gonna do that with the hook. You've probably heard that before. You're gonna want to get good with telling a story through your reels, and that can be with voiceovers, it can be face to face or face to camera. It can even be as simple as just text on screen. But if you don't have a great hook, they're not gonna follow through. So I'm just gonna give you a quick example. Let's say you want to attract a stay-at-home mom that wants some extra money, so she's gonna try out some DoorDash because she could bring her kid with her while she makes some extra money. As good as that sounds, she's still with her kid. He's in the back seat. They're just driving all day, making deliveries. Do you think she actually wants to be doing that? No. So a good hook that can attract that person you're trying to reach can be, instead of doing DoorDash with your son, that's the hook. That's it. Because you're going to get the attention of people that are doing DoorDash with their kids. I use my son for an example because I only have one, and that would be someone that I am trying to attract. I'm just trying to attract someone that just has one kid. If you have more, then you could say kids, or you could say daughter. You could, however you want, baby, whatever you want. The story that you can add in there is, how about you make a new Instagram, making thousands passively just by filming your everyday tasks. So you gave them a little story, you gave them a little visual of create an Instagram and start making money passively just by vlogging, basically. But it's not just vlogging. There's other things that go into it when you're actually trying to make money. If you're ready to make a change and want to make 2025 your best year yet, DM me info and I will send you all the details so you can learn the exact way I did. Now, the next time that you create a reel, you're going to want to think about what can you put in the first 3 seconds that's really going to engage your audience in. Then you're going to think about a quick little story and end it with your offer. Once again, that can be through face-to-face, visuals, or just putting text on screen. You can also put the hook, text on screen, and then in the bottom you'll put like read caption, and in the caption is where you're going to put your story and your offer, which that's my next point. Caption. This is where you're really going to bring your audience in, provide more value, use your hashtags, which is going to make your content easier to find. You can either show tips. I personally like using lists because if I see a whole paragraph, I'm not going to read it. I will not read it, so I don't really like using the whole big paragraphs. I still do it because some people do read it, but I personally prefer doing the list like, okay, here are the 5 steps to making money online. Then you just list them down in your caption. You can share a story or just pour your heart out, but make it relevant to the reel that you created. Creating longer captions is like a little trick. You're like tricking Instagram to making them think that people are watching your reels over and over again because they're just reading and your video is just playing in the background, getting view after view after view. If you're asking yourself, Keisha, I don't even know what to put. What do I write down in the captions? That's where ChatGPT comes in. ChatGPT was created for the ones that can't get words from their brain. I use ChatGPT a lot. But you're not just going to use it and copy, paste. No, don't do that. Once you start using it, you're going to quickly realize that it's like you can really notice. And ChatGPT has been out for a little while now, so people are going to quickly notice that you're just not switching up anything and it's not really going to look good. So you're going to ask questions, as many questions as you want, change it up. You can even write, I want it to sound relatable, casual, and I let it know that I am a 27 Puerto Rican girl living in Florida. I was raised in Puerto Rico, and I feel like that gives it a little more insight of how I may sound. If you want to sound extremely professional and use big words, then you tell it to write something that's very professional with big words. Just make sure that you're still reading over it and changing things here and there to make it sound more natural when you're speaking. There's different types of content that you can create, and I'm going to share with you the 5 types of content that you're going to want to be posting on your account. The first one is going to be education. That's where you obviously teach someone something. It can be a how-to, it can be a DIY, just everything that has to do with educating someone. The next one is going to be the dream outcome. So that one is big with the imagine. So you can say, imagine you really took that leap into learning how digital marketing works, and now you're sitting in your brand new car, working from anywhere you please, while being able to be next to your family 24/7. That's a little example. You're just going to want to tell them the dream outcome that they can have, and that usually gets people excited. That's how they caught me, actually. Like, I was watching reels and reels and reels of people making money online, and the ones that really got me into taking a leap of faith were the ones that was just opening my brain into what is possible with this digital marketing thing. The next type of content is addressing pain points and problems. This one's easier if you do it as a POV. You can put POV, you're a mom working a 9 to 5, you're exhausted and barely have energy to spend time with your kids. You want more freedom, more time, and to finally feel inspired again, but you have no idea where to start. And then that's where you can put the read caption and be a little bit more vulnerable in the caption. That ties into the next content type, which is personification. That's where you're making a reel and you're being relatable, you're being vulnerable, you're just pouring your heart out by sharing your why, where you started, and where you are now. Those have to be my favorite types of content because it truly comes from the heart, and you may think that you have nothing to share, like you're still at rock bottom, but when you really think about it, are you truly? Are you truly the same person that you were 5 years ago? There's always something that changed for the better, or there's always something that you have learned. The last one is going to be trends. That one I feel like is a no-brainer, but you don't want to do them too much. And you don't want to do them exactly how other people are doing it either. You're going to want to try to make that trend fit your niche. So let's say there's a little dancing trend going around. You're going to want to put your tips while you're dancing in the background. I know it can be coming to you with so much information, and you're probably thinking like, how am I able to do this every day? How am I able to post every day if I have to do all of this work. That's why you're going to repurpose your content. Especially if you already have content out there, you can use the same text that you put on something else and just change the clip that you put it on. Or you can use the same background and just change the text. One thing that I've been doing to repurpose my content is just putting a whole bunch of different clips and calling it a day. Or let's say I recorded a video and it's super long and I have myself just scrolling, trying to figure out what I'm gonna say next. I will use that clip and make another reel. It doesn't necessarily have to be what you wanted that video to be. It's like you upload the part that you really wanted to upload, but then you look at those like empty gaps where you're just zoning out, talking to your son that is interrupting you while making a reel, and you make that a reel. When it comes to the times, it doesn't really matter, especially if you have a brand new account, because you don't have a audience built in yet. So until then, don't really think about the time that you're posting. Just make sure that you're posting at least one time a day. I like to post 3, even more times. I try to focus on 3 though. If I am on a posting spree, I still try to leave an hour between the posts, but naturally I gravitate towards 6 a.m. because by the time that people are fully awake, your video is already going to be out there, it's going to be categorized, and it's just going to be ready for people to view. The next time is at 12. That's when people are usually having lunch. And then at 7 p.m. that's when people are home from work, they had their dinner, they're just chilling at home, scrolling through the phone, and boom, your video. It is very beneficial to know when your audience is actually online, but that takes consistency. At first, you're gonna have no insights to even look at, so you're not gonna know what time people are online. But once you start building your following, you're gonna be able to go into your insights on Instagram and see what time majority of your followers are online. I didn't know this until recently, but the metric that Instagram uses to push out your content further is by how many saves it has and how many shares it has. If you are going to start posting about something completely different to what you have been posting on your current account, and you are still going to use that same account, your views are going to go down, your likes are going to go down, your followers are going to go down, because they're just not used to you posting that type of content. Or let's say you haven't used that Instagram account in a while, you just start posting and people start looking at your videos like, I don't even remember why I followed her, I don't know who this girl is, and I don't want to follow her no more. So it's like, it's just, it is what it is. Creating a new account, you might have 0 views on your first couple of posts, but if you really dive deep into making a great quality reel and providing value, you might not have that problem. Either way, with a brand new account, Instagram is trying to figure out where to place your videos. So if you do have 0 views on your first reel for the first week, just don't feel discouraged, just keep uploading, and I'm telling you, you're gonna get views quicker than you would expect. But please be consistent. That is something that I struggled with so much, is just being consistent, because I was overthinking everything. I thought all my videos had to be these perfect edited and perfectly just made videos, and I got exhausted. So I was just making everything harder for myself. Let's say you really have a very busy life. You don't have to upload 3 times a day or 4 times a day. Just focus on uploading 1 reel every day consistently for like the next 30 days and see what happens. I want to be completely honest, social media is not for the weak. It can be very simple to grow, but it does take time. You're gonna have doubts of, is this even gonna work? Is this even working? It's been 2 weeks and my reels aren't popping off. That 100%, I'm telling you, is gonna happen, but it's your job to keep putting the content out there, and just kind of think of it of, you are trying to make Instagram understand where to place your videos. That usually helps me. Just trust the process, keep it going, improve your videos, and most importantly, trust in yourself. Use this as a self-growth journey. With that being said, that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'm going to link the Instagram that I created, the brand new one that I created. I was kind of contemplating if I wanted to link that one because I wanted to just have it grow organically, but then I was thinking, how are you guys gonna see it grow from 0 to 1,000 to 5,000 to 100K if I'm not giving you guys access to it? So I'm gonna link it down below. Link your Instagram in the comments as well, and then you can kind of see what I post and mimic it. One thing that makes a great video is getting inspiration from other creators. Obviously don't copy it word for word, but just make it your own. So who knows, you may get inspiration from the reels that I'm posting, and in my stories I will be sharing more of my little bit day-to-day, what I'm doing to grow this Instagram and what I'm doing to grow my revenue on social media.